excited for this makeup of DRX agents after what we've just seen on Icebox. I think I'm a little bit more on the side
Thanks
of
for the heads up though, we would have been recording the whole time through. 2 maps in 1. DRX on attack, Boom on defense.
I don't know. They've had Bane and Flashback in before, but that
At
said,
the moment,
they are going to be
2-0 on the pistols.
C, given the way that
The great shutdown with the Omen flash over towards C.
NC Slasher with the one
Boom.
paranoia just able to stop
DRX
it.
have
He's
given
also
themselves
actually just
options
checked the
around
whole
the
back
map.
site to make sure that there was no gate crash from freeing that was going to be
That's
there.
a
Shiro,
great
by the
micro
way,
flick. What
starting
the
off
hell?
the affairs by dispatching of Marco. That's your
I
smoke.
felt like he was running back as well.
the rest of the map
Like moving back.
pieces.
Oh my god,
that's
dude.
a second shot.
What the hell?
More?
I'm not even angry
Yes,
at you
please.
refacing this.
1, 2,
Go on, do
give
it.
me more.
Give him some
Three into
more.
the- Oh no,
3 and 4, you're on the floor.
That was crazy.
Should know this.
Do not. What is that?
I don't know. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a sneaky spot from freeing in towards the C site of things here. But can he do anything? It would be a mistake from a Boom member here that could give DRX away.
Ooh,
Back
you guys
in,
don't need to
Fidel
do
checking
this.
The corner, at least it's a trade.
You definitely don't need to do this in the
Thankfully
3v5,
found
but
number still in the hands of
um,
Boom. DRX,
at least he
however,
got traded.
will have the C site, spike planted pretty soon, and Salvo's still in play.
Good jump spot.
okay, they know
NC
where both are
Slasher
now.
Trying to piece
One close,
together
one
some
planted.
information here,
Can
waiting
speed
for
up
the team to
behind
come in for
with the
big
double,
old flank.
and they might get good timing.
Something
Is Bane
that
ready for
DRX
this?
might
Spacing
not
slightly off.
expect. They will be cautious of it though, and with the heads-up duel picked up, there's a very good
Ooh.
chance for DRX to convert the round.
Ah,
but
he
Famous
missed the...
denies those
He fell
salvos.
down the gap.
Back into it, it's just freeing.
Yeah, looking for the 1v1s.
Smoke on the spike just creates way too much pressure. Do they tap double swing?
Free bird. Nope.
Nope,
Not
but
quite.
doesn't matter.
That's DRX not able to find a pistol yet again. They are currently 0 for 3
3
in
and
the
0 on the
series.
pistols.
Boom. Once again, very methodical on the retake. It's a bit of a good look for them, especially on the back of Shiro's.
Same shots, no, Shiro's shots here, right?
How
Wild.
often do you
And that's
see
wild as
Soda
well.
players go for a Sheriff
Looking like a
fire,
Hiko
not utilizing anything
human
for shock
reaction
darts,
shot.
anything for drones on those rounds, and it just completely crumbling, right? So the fact that that's able to really just come through with those shots is quite nice.
Yeah, especially with the duelists in play.
Yeah.
Still thinking about DOS9 and how he's able to...
I mean, you're a server player when you're running a double duelist. It's like, let them frag.
And let Shiro hold. Famous this time holding down C-Long with the Outlaw. DOS9 with a judge!
Yeah. It's just the classics to come out from DRX. Australia with the Sheriff.
Rip over towards B.
Anything
Gets hurt,
sneaky
gets
here.
shot.
At least with a recon broken, Shiro fully aware. NC Slasher to come in and relay
Ooh,
to
nice shots.
receive.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
not
whoa,
with.
whoa, whoa.
Classic kills
With a
Mo.
classic
Classic don't do
3?
that, and he hasn't even been touched.
Is your classic the DRX classic? I don't know. I don't think so.
It was the boom on last night.
With that, it's the spike
What
plant
the
and
hell?
a weapon picked up by
DOS9 still
Hyunmin.
has shield.
The duelist of DRX looking to launch an assault onto his opponents. Sprays found, but with the double tap shield from DOS9
No way,
now,
that
it's
is
been
an
quickly
absolutely
broken,
mad
smashed
round.
open, and DRX
Updraft
answers back with a round of their own.
dashes
That is
into the
absolutely
corner
crazy
and
that
kills
Hyunmin is
3.
able to find 3 with that classic. 2 of the headshots coming on through as well. That is just, yeah, we need to re-see how this Thrifty actually turns on out because...
Right?
Here we go. Right click.
Ridiculous.
Whoa.
Like, how, man? Just how?
Just non-stop headshots.
Just incredible mouse control and a very appropriate pop-off.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get something started really early here for DRX, and dropping the pistol, then resetting your opponents on the second round. It's definitely not how you
Yeah, it
want to see things start
goes
off
incredible,
Boom.
especially for their money.
I kind of want to see what the player cams for Boom then looks
He's
like
pinging
for the
him.
round. But that said, it is Famous now with a Bucky towards Sewer.
Yeah, no gate crash to get out. Well, there is currently, but it will eventually expire, and another one to refresh, so it'd be locked in. It's classics and a Sheriff or 2 for the rest of the squad.
Oh, Shiro tucked away from the drone. So trying to come in for a cheeky angle outside of the smoke. Swaps on towards Hyunmin, and he answers back. Shock dart
Yeah,
as
he did
well for
incredible
a bit of chip
damage.
but unfortunately not too much.
Shock into
Bane
the
will
shot.
be able to rack up a couple of kills. Estrella in with the Outlaw now, out from mid. Flashes out, Bucky's still in play, but the range not quite until he closes in the distance.
Yeah, speaking of range, you're not going to be able to do too much there as Famous.
Oh.
Berserk's will attempt
What the
at
hell are
something
these
at the very
classics?
least. Does have a Sheriff at his feet, but more cautious as to where his opponents could be.
Bane's low, but there's
Opts for
about
the Phantom,
5 seconds until the salvos come back online, so you know Bane's not going to take a fight.
which means Berserk's does have to apply a little bit more pressure. So baits up the salvos first, and now is cautious as to where the next opponent could be.
Ooh, that sounded like
Does
it.
bite a bit of damage as well. It's down to half HP. Just looking to do as much
Great
damage as
damage.
possible now.
Not halved. No time. Up with the ship.
Bane will get away with it.
Yeah, a lot of great damage though to be collected from Boom in that one. Only one player surviving on the side of DRX makes things
Dude, the
a little
classics
bit
are just
more awkward
going crazy
into
at the
next round, and
moment.
you consider the round after that, you're looking to reset them. A lot of crossfires.
The save, yeah, he was
Unable
just
be
trying to tap
established
to
when
try
going
and do
in
more
towards that
damage
B
to
side.
them.
It's just going to be the individual mid-rounding and
He didn't have armor,
recognition in a
so
round such as that.
he could have like been 500 up, I
Cheeky
guess.
little hit coming out from Shiro though.
Yeah, for sure.
So something that DRX might want to keep track of.
Yeah, and it's
How
good
the
awareness
stealth drone.
on what utility you're spotted
Yeah,
out by,
important,
right?
important
Stealth drone
rounds.
not finding him.
Well, at least
Repositioning close. This time though, 3 players towards the C site for Boom. A bit of a different look.
Yeah, they did want to
Especially
punish
Dot
this, but
9
the salvos
stacked up
completely
with his
nullified
teammates
that.
As well, back into Garage now.
Yeah, you got the dimensional drift for freeing. So you pick that one up. If you want to shift your force towards the A site, you can start to see that the Cypher utility is there if you do use freeing to get in.
There's a potential alt or pickup for DRX as well if they go for it. That could be a second alt online. Freeing goes in to clear the space. Looks for
But
trips
in the
as
short, he
well.
needs enough,
Not
yeah.
quite able to break it.
Just
but still,
probably to the price.
that is going to be space on the A site for DRX.
Yeah, no kill trips hit, but Shock Dart good on for Bane. You've still got a recon as well for Shiro.
The hard retake on this.
Comes the incoming hit from Famous now. Gunman though trying to hold down the line both around the site plant. Salvos
Shiro.
quickly deployed.
The team can't get through the choke
For Shiro
point.
to dance around the
Oh my
corners, his
god,
teammates
how's he
falling
still
all around him.
alive?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
in for
goodness.
the double.
Whoa!
And
What the hell?
A quad picked up almost the ace, but Berserk shuts it
Robot.
down. Hops back on over, and Estrella
Oh
to
my goodness.
recover.
Oh, why are you pulling out your knife
What was
there,
that?
Berserks? Estrella's already in the site. You got to get ready for that one. What are those shots?
Yeah,
to come
what
out
are
from
those
Hyunmin?
shots?
That is absolutely
Oh, dude
ridiculous.
can't lose a map if he's playing like this, surely.
On from Thrifty down to this one. The man is unstoppable.
Yeah, the fact that Shiro even jumps out of the heavens and is able to find that kill, but look at this from Hyunmin. Like,
Oh my God.
that is just
Oh my
egregious,
God.
man. Quick on
That's
the dot
insane.
crosshair.
And
That's
much
sick.
to Berserk's chagrin. A little bit unfortunate on the final move.
Dude, on the A site, it's always taking down 3.
Boom has to pay for.
Classic
Yep,
Vandal.
Now Boom are paying in the eco territory down to the pistols.
Oh, quite literally. But yes,
Oh, that
DRX,
last kill was...
well, looking a lot more confident now. They abuse their weaponry.
Yep. As long as you're not leaving the corners
Oh.
unchecked, Marco. Marco.
Surely not. And that's
Oh.
going to be a free kill for Famous. Shiro
but
trying
traded.
to relay forward, but yeah, it's still going to
Whoa,
bite the
my
dust for that one.
goodness,
NC
everyone's
Slasher
a
back in.
monster.
Boom are not a team to be trifled with
Everyone's
today, it
incredible.
seems. The shots are still sharp. DRX, some sharpness of their own.
They're looking to close out this, or at least push us into a third map. DRX has got to stay on top.
Yep, the trap wires from Berserk's looking after C and Garage at the moment, so you've got a little bit of a crossfire you might think may be workable into this B site. See if Berserk's wants to try and spot out some information with the body first. Now that Bane will meet with Estrella, might get a little bit more
Contact
difficult
switch.
for
Does
the likes of DOS9 and
does
Berserk's
this
here.
ruin the crossfire?
DOS9 as well, playing the one and done, so no time
Yes,
to
it
pop
does.
out utilities
Oh my
just as the Cyber
goodness.
Cage gets sent over.
Oh god, I can't.
You're absolutely right, Komodo. And at this point, it just is going to be the
What is
angles
this
being
map
held,
right
I
now?
thought, until this pot shots went through.
Yep. Superior weaponry for DRX, getting the job done there.
Famous did get one rifle picked up, though.
Yeah, but he has to get through into the site, and that's going to have to break the trap wire. So
Does
I know
have
where
a
he is.
flash to try to find a couple more duels, but nah.
Estrella getting the job done there.
Doesn't
Nicely
really
collected upon
really stop.
DRX, though.
That's a good
this
shot.
is the time that they have to weather another gun round where there's going to be an operator available on the side. And you know how the side of Boom plays the operator. It's going to be for Famous. So this will be a bit interesting.
Oh, the TP early.
Yep, Shroud has stepped into it. That's what happened there. Good start for DRX though, 4 on the trot after dropping that pistol.
And appropriately called. Famous now positioning himself towards A long alongside Shiro. But DRX
okay, double damage out
somewhere else.
with the shock, trying to A default. They set the Euro up. Fast hit over towards C, Sova ult to stop everyone from garage. Kill trip.
Still into it, looking for the sprays against Spring. Does
timing's really off on that one.
Additional support from NC Slasher as well, and there it is.
Okay, convincing round though. Convincing round, Sova ult helped.
Yeah. Just not able to see DRX really get into the C side, unfortunately. Sometimes that happens when you go in towards a site where you've got your opponent's Sentinel playing, right? It does happen in this game.
Yeah, the trips were nice on this as well.
Ult invested from Shiro there. And then just dancing around the site. I feel like freeing on the duelist at the moment.
His timing of the Sova ult was really good.
Of course,
hit the jet once, hit the Omen twice.
Also utility timing, right? Pulls out the blind side as soon as the cage goes down. So, a bit unfortunate there for him.
This goes here.
And then our desk is going to be pulling the hair out about, but for now at least, Boom happy to pick up on another round. The op still in play, Famous, same spot as before. DRX though, still avoiding it.
Yeah,
well, you got to do a lot here.
Get in here, by the way. We could clear a lot, or if we use it a post, Berserks.
No way.
Berserks.
Berserks did pretty good,
position.
but
Hyunmin now.
Ooh.
Fortunately, it's going to be Shiro who finds a shot through the A-Link position and pulls off the drone.
Quickly at 2 versus 2.
He played anti-flash and then turned just as the flash went off.
Yeah, but I don't know how useful it's going to be in a position like this. Hyunmin closes in the distance with the Blade Storm, and it's just Shiro to find the duel.
Oh!
The drift
oh boy!
Shiro!
How's he allowed to do this as well? What is this, man? This Haven's crazy right now. Don't really get what's going on. Everyone's hitting a lot of shots, and then sometimes this happens.
The 1 versus 2 Rebel clutch to come on through. And again, these rounds, they
still pretty nice from Boom. They had the 3-person swing off of the contact of the Omen here once the aggro took over towards A.
Bring us into that 2-on-2 situation. A neural theft out, right? It makes it quite difficult for Famous to be able to do something.
That forces DRX down to an eco. The 2 in the row, got the Outlaw out. If they can keep this one clean, their money's going to get
situation here where we're going to
really
have a
good.
bit of a bond moment too, by the way, for DOS9 if he's not able to find a
shot
kill.
hit. 22 HP, 11 HP.
Not having too much luck on this ISO, on these duels at the moment.
Still maybe close to the kill contract. That could help him out. That said, it's going to be Famous currently trying to do what he can with the Outlaw.
Yeah. Some timing though for Shiro to see what he can get off this drone. Meanwhile, Garage starts to get scoped out a little bit for the DRX lads. Almost given free of charge. In fact, definitely given free of charge. You got to be a little bit heads up though, which is why it is being looked after from NC Slasher and now DOS9.
Potential Armageddon as well if they find a little bit more.
Oh,
bro, the pistols.
Shield broken, body human shield as well.
Okay, good info.
And Famous uses that chance to find a kill of his own around A short. Now off to Shiro, spotting out Hyunmin. Oh, look at the updraft. Now Famous getting fully blinded.
Not like this.
Face full of bullets with the stinger from Mako.
What goes down on the A side with Hyunmin?
And DRX kind of aware, playing safer around it. Cybercage goes up around him. Hyunmin now eliminating his final teammate. And NC Slasher not able to move, but does spin around to take down Estrella. Looks for the next target, but close range again.
Hyunmin can't lose rounds on A site.
Full of holes.
Yeah, some really big shots to come out from a couple of the DRX members in that one to bring that one back from what should have been not really a round of theirs, right? Like the fact that Bane's able to find DOS9 with a ghost, you're getting in, you're dancing around the smoke there as Hyunmin, and you're just still going around the site with the team, setting yourself up to just fight the good fight. Not going to see a tied
Famous
score
flashed himself as well during this.
DRX still holding the lead. And into the fresh round.
Okay, back down to them having to eco.
Well equipped either, so there's a chance here for DRX to try and at least equalize up at the half. Establish a great economy for buys upon buys.
But look at this, Komodo. Boom, now beginning to push out of mid. Looking for an opportunity. Looking for DOS9 to pick up his first kill. It's going to be Berserks instead, outside a garage. DRX looking to reassess the situation with a stealth drone.
Nice, that. The press stops the...
appearing upwards, and then a pot shot through it. What?
Yeah, and these are sort of situations as well that you just don't want to see them overstep.
I'm so confused, man. What's happening in the server?
If time starts to be a bit of a problem, but also would just be used to help the team remove a player of DRX.
And they still play together.
He's looking for the frag though. All in 4 positions, pops a double tap, and there's the kill contract. Straight into it, Guardian versus Mako. Plays around the angles while his teammates find more on the site. And that's DOS9 picking up the first one. Bane now.
Yeah, very nice. Dude, what on earth is this shot in window?
Thrifty to answer that one back for the Boom Esports side. I was talking about trying to.
I can't get over some of the stuff that's going on. This was fast. That's sick.
Worry about that going on forwards a little bit. That is ridiculous, by the way. That is
that one's madness. Absolute
we've had
madness.
A lot of illegal plays in this series today.
No, it's been non-stop.
Yeah.
Time out.
Indescribable. I just have no idea.
It's actually been non-stop crazy stuff going on.
What's the tell? It's just the sixth sense.
Sixth sense. Okay.
Yep, it's just that. 5-4. Timeout out for DRX. Use it for the first half. Try and establish an 8-4 lead as well before switching on over to, for them, what might be a little bit more of a disconnected side, given by players rotating out, new agents coming on forward as well. How Adept is freeing on this Yoru when we switch it over, for example, right? Mako as well, you know, trying to get some confidence in for him. Feels like he's been shut out a lot of the duels so
Achilles
far.
says, I wish the other regions could be this entertaining and I'd actually watch them.
Definitely a point worth making.
Crazy.
But at the same time,
it is the most fun region to watch though. I've said it for like 3 years now.
Pretty difficult to operate, but onto an official match, needing to pull out whatever you've got, at least a scoreline relatively close between both sides.
He's kind of...
Oh, look at the different
look though, not
this
wrong.
time for Berserks.
Okay,
Completely
double Yoru.
Front B trap, the A short trap. You know, you're looking at a dimensional drift from freeing. If that goes into the C side of things, well, you're not going to really have too much there by a camera.
Actually, double Yoru.
Okay, Garage.
We got leak out smoke. Pushed into the smoke with the info. Hold up. Is NC Slasher about to... Yeah? Oh my goodness. I gotta see Famous's POV because we ended up getting like 3 duels at the same time. Love this leak out smoke against the ult. That was really cool. He'd managed to pop the Yoru. What happened to Famous?
I don't really know about that one, but the fact that that's a good flash to come out from Famous and he gets a second one, the rest of the team picking up where they need to.
Spinning around.
That's a good look to come out from Famous.
Did he eat the Omen flash too? I think so. He must have. If he's out here spinning around like that, he must have eaten it.
Stingers down for DRX, which means they'll have a buy into the next round, but what are they going to be able to back that one up with? Is it going to be 7-5, 6-6? No ultimates that are really achievable, you might assume, for DRX.
By over towards B, kind of strong.
Straight into B, though.
Probably got to pop that.
Quick hit, double tap shield instantly propped, but
boy.
Missing its mark. Bane will be happy to
That's a lot more comfy on the Omen on B.
Still finding one through the smokes. Now trying to see if he can get lucky with a little bit more.
Yeah, and Famous has just walked into the trap wire over at the C long position, by the way, so the flank should be known by DRX now.
Especially with Estrella in towards middle window. So he does spot out the drone, but keeps himself undetected. Meanwhile, NC Slasher beginning to initiate the fights with the paranoia, but Hyunmin quick to receive. Berserks now will be able to look for the trade, especially holding the angles. But look at Mako, somewhat shieldless, but he crouches underneath. Shiro off towards the races from A-Link. He goes in and guns down a couple more, and it's just Estrella who does get spotted out by Famous at the very end of it all. Boom! Will be able to pick up the lead against DRX.
Yeah, Famous was very focused in on making sure that later flank, if you want to even call it a flank, for Estrella there was just being catered for, right? Has the idea.
Shiro's hitting some shots as well, though.
He's playing around the window, but where is he going to peek up? When is he going to peek up? The rest of the team having to try and win these duels on the B side, but it goes a little bit backwards and forwards, right? On the eventual exchanges of the play. Shiro able to do what was needed there, and then the team in the 2 versus 1 getting the defuse. So 6-5, you know, are we going to tie it up where now that DRX have the bye, or is it going to be 7-5 for Boom's
6 on defense is really good with this comp.
On the favor for Boom's side,
this comp does struggle on attack though a little bit, so
don't know if that's the one that you want to do. Maybe for this, I wouldn't mind seeing Estrella pick up an orb to get the neural theft off a plant or off another kill. Bane, you could contend with an Armageddon as well. That'd be pretty powerful in this sort of situation.
Needing 3 more points for that one, though.
Yeah, and you know what else is powerful? If Boom give you 2 duels towards the
Oh,
A
this
side,
is
you're able
crazy
to
timing,
win
by the way.
So
His TP just went.
as DRX.
Yeah, managed to
See if
put
they
one
can win the
down.
opening fights.
Good position for NC Slasher, though, and that's when they spring.
great
Thunder Fury
Omen
as well,
flash.
and Human attempting to
Dude,
dodge,
the Omen
but
flashes have
NC
been
Slasher
really nice,
happy
though.
to
I give him
assault
that.
them down.
What a great trap play to come out from Boom.
Estrella
Sure,
inside
can
of B
definitely
with a
win
quick
this round,
timing on
though.
things. Takes down Shiro.
Puts
He's
the
one away
trip
from the
down,
door
all the
as well,
bodies for the
right? He's
info
able
are
to
over
achieve
towards
it
here.
through the cage, the
That's a shame.
and it's
Bit too
Berserks to
much.
throw his hat in.
Absolutely unfortunate. 1v3 for freeing now.
Yep, just get out of there. Don't give him the 1v1s. Play together as a team. Reposition.
But he knows he's very much so surrounded. Looking for the spike plant as well. But
He's just been toyed with.
Mako. Shot it, stepped away, freeing, beginning to sweat. He's swiping his mouse across the mouse pad so
7,
violently,
considering
but
the start,
to no
that's
avail.
insane.
I mean,
It is 7-5.
that's very laughable from Boom. They're not
Dude, if that
completely
mad
committing to the
Eco
duel.
round didn't
They're toying
happen,
with him to make
that's
him
like a
really
9-3.
just uncomfortable. As I said, I love the play in the beginning from them. NC Slasher and Famous drawing all the attention. A Hunter's Fury to assist. Yes, there's a gap when Shiro gets off that one, but the rest of the team is still at the right angles, at the right positions, at the right times. That's, 4 rounds in a row for Boom Esports to close the half, right? There was the moment in time that the timeout came out from DRX. If they were able to convert that one, they might have been able to stretch out a lead of their own, but they're not able
DRX
to.
might need to win
Boom
pistol.
kind of
Again, the comp is a lot better on
needed to
defense,
do to
but the
finish
Boom
off the
comp's a
half.
lot better on attack.
Very well balanced and structured. Yes, it's a bit
And
of a...
it's one of those comps as well that if it does get a good start, it's so hard to play against.
No, but who knows? But, into the first half at the very least, it might be a bit of a lopsided performance for DOS9. Yes, we do have to say that. But because the team is able to work off of each other that well, playing the macro game, working off of each other.
And I think that's the nail on the head, right? It's the fact that DOS9 is having a bit of an abysmal performance on this ISO, but the rest of the team are still looking pretty coordinated.
DOS9 on attack though, yeah, I mean this is where the ISO normally takes over on attack.
Lots of good takes and space control, but was that just on the defensive side? Now they're going to switch over onto attack, right?
And that's where you would want to see DOS9 pick up the slack quite a bit.
Yeah.
We'll see how it all continues to shake up, because this is still a Boom that is looking to be very structured. And if they do pick this win up, it would mean, still currently a flawless run, and also taking down the giants of DRX.
Pistols though are 3-0.
Winners?
Yes.
You can see they kind of have a wild
Still cursed with the
win
5
rate.
to 6
66 and 70. Average like 68% basically.
Pistol round.
Pistol runs. It's really good.
Mid the name of the game for Boom. And you got a bit of forward positions from the DRX lads over.
Yeah, this is nice from DRX. Boom have a little bit of timing over towards B.
As there's a trap wire that you got to contend with at the front side of this site, but once
Yeah,
you get through
use
that,
a shock threat.
if you get through that,
I thought the
Okay, so
clone
they
shifted, but
use the,
guys,
this is
big
kind of
mistake. They
interesting.
haven't quite dealt with it just yet.
They
So
use the
a free kill
clone
from
and
Mako,
3
but still NC
people
Slasher to trade.
take
Now
the
Hyun
timing and
chiming
go
in as
through
well,
the
and
trip
that's where the
with the
numbers
trip
begin
still
to
up.
become overwhelming. Just NC Slasher alone.
I like the idea, but
there's one angle with a smoke.
But has to contend with the others. Close range, looking for the right
very
click,
nice
but
one
Hyunmin
coming.
quick on the draw.
Yeah, it's a nice
First
idea.
pistol round of the series for DRX.
Never really
found
seen
there.
3 people take the timing of the trip.
If we're going to break the trap wire, because that got that trap wire got a hell of a lot of work done. I'll be real. A couple of tags up, some pings up as well, and Hyunmin again, kind of having a bit of a sensational series with the shots that he's able to achieve here and the multi-frags that he's been
They just shocked
able
the
to
trip.
find
I mean, yeah, they're
regardless
just trying
of
to take
the
a time.
scoreline.
They're kind of hoping that no one's nearby as well.
Trying to
Like this
drag
from
the team
DRX,
through
they
the mud,
changed
it
their
feels
trips
like
up.
at times
We got
in this one.
one pistols on this map. We got 1-3 overall.
No force up for Boom. No plant, no real damage.
Again, these trips
Let's
are
take
nice
this
because
one
you
for
don't have
what
to
it
worry
is.
about anyone taking the
Have a
time.
chat, see what damage
But
we can
they
deliver
are
with the pistols.
So just looking to swarm
obviously
garage,
lots
throw bodies into it, but
duel in front of you,
it's
so
looking to become a
to be
bit
scared
of a
of
drowning
that.
pool. DRX, happy to flood the whole site full of bullets.
Dude, look at the
Stingers at hand
HPs.
through the smoke. Mako looking to reposition around that recon. But as the spike looks to get
No way.
planted, Mako
They
will
got the
continue to
plant.
spray. The spike
Well,
still at least
so
getting
they wanted
planted
to get it,
down.
look
Yeah,
like.
it's a little bit cheeky that the fact that they're able to do that as well. Doesn't matter that they all lose their lives because we know that the guns are going to be present in the next round anyways. Maybe we'll see some sort of adjustment from DRX now that they are going to be on the bonus round, right? If Australia wants to do standard Cypher things and put the utility maybe more towards the C site. You know, one of these fabled things for the composition that Boom are running. You know, you like to do a sort of C split take, especially when a Teo doesn't have, you know, an Armageddon and can't just lock you in long. We'll see what sort of proceedings Boom are going to look for if they want to eventually go for this C take.
Still rather early, but so far we've been seeing how
although the bonus is
the Cypher trips have
bonus is not too bad.
A really big
We got
point for
Hyunmin with a
DRX.
lot of confidence. He's been aiming pretty heavy.
A lot of
Tug towards
options
the
that
middle.
Australia has to be available to do on this C site.
So there's nice from Boom though. Trying to get
Already taken
that
a lot of damage.
ISO online as early as possible.
Survive.
Yeah, and the regen shields as well. Now it'll come down to DRX's slight adjustments. Another gate crash to come out from freeing, as he did get over to the C site to assist.
Hyunmin inside of Cubby as well.
Yeah, he might be able to find something good here. I mean, does have a Vandal in play. Information starting to be accumulated by Bane, but an immediate destruction of that drone. You're calling for some assistance. A bit of a shift from Australia over there. And freeing as well. Complete removal of DRX's forces. And I mean,
hovering over.
You understand it, right? They are on the bonus rounds. You want to get some cheeky shots on out, which Bane is not going to be able to do.
Quick with the salvos though, and it does stall them somewhat, especially with the stun now, taking down Famous. Still though, Boom not slowing down outside of the smokes, but quickly hit by the stingers.
Didn't
Now Mako with the
really
Spectre.
like this
Spike
much.
on the ground.
Looked,
unfortunately for that one, no one was able
rough.
to
I mean, good
assist Famous
good
when he got
timing
it
of the
towards
stun
site.
from
There was
Bane.
the stun. A lot of the time not afforded for Boom to really slow that one down.
Yeah, that looked rough.
Bit one-dimensional, having all your numbers try and get
If
up
that's
there
our
together
best
as
buy
well.
rounds, then maybe we go
So
a
this
cent.
means it's going to be the bonus round, going the way of DRX, going to grab some upgrades of weapons as well.
Which is very lovely if you're on the side of DRX, but for Boom, often
The X-Tech, yeah, the X-Tech is not great at all.
not fantastic on the economy. And
The I mean, Bane Juto was incredibly good, right? Salvos into
really
stun,
connect the dots onto this
isolate
attacking
the
side.
Yoru.
We have yet to see DOS9 on the board, and also for the entire team to really recollect into a full game plan.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a very different look on how the attack has to be played for Boom as well, right? When you compare to the previous agent set that they were running, right? Famous on the Neon and getting set up by NC Slasher and Shiro in certain different points.
The round begins with salvos. But
Yeah,
also
they
a
got the
couple
hero
Boom
gun on
players snuck right
Berserks.
past by.
Yeah, I'm not too worried for Bane and for freeing here. You know, they should be able to stave off any full aggressions. Still got stun available.
Drone receiving info.
And
Yeah,
Boom
especially as
well,
Hyunmin
the
comes
lesser
over
equipped
now
by
to help
not
him
a
out.
team that is just going to send that one straight at you. They are playing on the more
Understandable, but
side of patience.
Boom looking to close in the distance, so A-Short would be a choice, but still taking that hit now calls for them to rotate somewhere else.
Well,
Yeah.
MTC site at least.
DRX don't have anyone down C long either here, so they're just playing towards the strengths and
Zerg
numbers.
switches gun with Famous
Boom
because
want to take the
lost
fight
armor.
towards C. Well, let's just go in for a bit of a retake.
Or to have Mako somewhere nearby to thin those numbers down even further.
Yeah, we'll have to see with 40 seconds to go what Boom want to do. That was really risky from Berserks and ill-advised.
yeah, he's just trying to
But also good reactions coming out from Australia.
make plays.
Again,
Wait.
newly slotted into the team, but as we say that,
Wow.
thinking about Mako and Hyunmin, somehow they fall. That's going to be the sight and the spike planted down.
Whoa.
Famous with the
Whoa.
weapon picked up, looking to
Whoa.
convert the whole round. Triple kill, what?
How?
Crazy.
How have they won
That
this?
is crazy. How have they been able to pull that one back? Famous
It's a 3v5.
individual shots coming on up into the dark cover. The risk to even
Two
plant in the
solo
backside.
played
Yeah,
C,
you get
but
the
they also
idea.
kind of
didn't
looked
clear over the
okay.
long. It's a dirty position, but that's an opening kill.
Sure,
and
now
a
what
second
happens?
opening kill. That's a 3 versus 5 conversion for
Why
Boom
they-
Esports on a half.
Why are they not playing together? Dude,
Gets
nuts
them
from
the first
Famous
round on the
though.
board for their
Even
attacking
but just
side.
pushing in the
Not
smoke
supposed
to win
to
that
do
duel
that,
was kind of
man.
crazy.
No, you're not.
They
That
might
actually be a bit of
really
a challenge
snowball from
towards
this.
the C side of
Because
things
I'm
with
starting to look at the ults, I'm starting to look at
and
the
with
money.
Australia, but Famous
And
to
if
immediately
Boom
dimensional
can win
drift
this,
on in,
they
getting
really
information.
start
Look at
rolling.
that, the trap has been spotted.
And Estrella not quite able to put down the second trip either.
Omen Flash is really good though, but
under pressure. Flashes
yeah,
out as
not
well,
gonna be winning that one.
By Estrella. Now for DOS9 to meet his mark, does find one, and then pulls off the kill contract. Mako though, still undetected, finds a couple.
Dude, big Joel on site as well as this.
But at this point, it's just
Surely, I was gonna say surely easy on this one. Okay, forces them down to an eco, but they did use the double ults into the round, but it was worth it because they have the eco.
That he loses it. The only situation that Boom win that round is if Berserks finds every single kill when
Berserks
the
did
team
so
dies,
much
and he
on
does.
site.
This guy has bad maps, but it's the maps that he does great things on that you always remember. Just look at him around the site, individual duels upon individual duels, and then the immediate onto Bane when he's out of the gulag.
Unbelievable.
How have they come away with that? 2 individual rounds, first from Famous, now from
they
Berserks.
get their own outlaw.
Full contact into C as well. Beginning
Okay,
with the dimensional
kind
drift,
of.
which did do quite a bit.
You kind of need to focus on, obviously they're going to have Sova ult for next round. They kind of need to start getting one of these ults online now. Obviously they're going to win the eco as well, but...
Holding on to his trips as well in case there are any shock darts coming through, so... Still looking for Boom now, who have been switching up the pace a little bit. We're looking at Garage.
See if you can overwhelm Australia. You do hear the Vandal, so there might be a bit of a trap that you got to play off and be careful of. Though Hyunmin, don't tell me we're going to have another situation where someone's not clearing the corner because no one's looking for it at the moment. It's eyes on the choke point of the
no one's even considering it.
They're hearing the cam as well, so trying to be careful of it.
Oh, it's all the bait. It's all the bait.
Yeah, bait and switch play, freeing out to scout everything.
And legitimately the wisest idea.
That's the spike.
Taking out with a stinger, and now the salvo's coming through. And Sea Slasher trying to fend them off, hide into a safer position.
But there's no other duels that are coming on the back of that one, unfortunately. The only way that works is if you got the duels close.
Okay, they got Omen
ult. It
ult.
was the spike held by Shiro that
is they take map control, they got Omen ult.
Position if you didn't have a From the Shadows to go and pick
Famous
it up
maybe going a bit too aggro, but they just take one and get out of there. Dude, just so nuts.
Deficit, but the retakes here now.
Oh my god, he got another one there.
As well, but Mako finds him instead. And Sea Slasher now with the weapon.
Whoa, it's a solid pause.
Maybe a bit of an anti-flash, and it makes it work!
Oh, it's such a solid pause. That was such a nice play from him.
Boy.
Just took the space after the ult as well. Dude, another 3v5. Obviously, he had better guns this time.
If anybody walked into him at that spot, they would have
been
been
mentally draining though.
The round may well have not gone their way.
Body block at the end.
Team block, by the way, but Famous sticking it to him, getting 2 with
Famous
the
did great, but this is
just a little crossfire at the end there. DOS9 not even really needed. That is huge. How are we getting these insane rounds from Boom Esports to bring this back, to make it look doable in 2?
Absolutely ridiculous. They're doing the unthinkable.
Crazy rounds. It's some absolutely insane rounds happening.
That's another conversion, by the way, from
They
Boom,
didn't use the Sova ult, right? So they still have Sova ult on attack.
It's a 3 versus 5, man. That shouldn't happen.
Not at all. Looking at them, you wouldn't have thought that this was a team coming up from Ascension. Not just an Ascended team. They play second. They've come into Pacific here, and they look like they just belong.
Now they do in this stage, yeah. Kickoff, I mean, sure, a little bit of a different story.
They challenged T1.
They challenged T1. A lot of people would say they should have won that game. But now it's, you know, kind of undeniable, right? You've got the win against Gen G.
Okay, simple call with the Sova ult, the absolute classic over towards C.
And now you're playing a DRX who, I mean, I'll throw an asterisk.
The Euro ult,
it's not like
relatively close. ISO miles away.
Game or something like that would really
Money,
showcase Boom's strengths, but
absolutely in the bin.
These players are still cracked.
Round's kind of worth 2.
Still is that story.
Yep. And now into a C site where there's nobody home. It's a stray out playing back. The kill trips.
Recon spots no one here. Sova ult over towards spawn.
Slow convergent shield as well.
That's just a straight up spam through smoke.
And Fame is happy to greed for one. Do have Berserks.
They lost the entry. Oh, it's kind of rough.
Yep.
This is going to be a tough retake for DRX.
It's a really hard retake.
No dimensional drift for freeing either, remember, because he used that in the previous one to get them that advantage that was lost.
So all of them just looking to explode out of C-Link possibly in with the flashes, but
God,
lo and behold,
they keep
Zero
beating them
right
in the smokes.
inside. He springs like a snake, and with the headshot,
Dude,
that's up as well.
someone spam him.
Finds the triple,
Someone spam him, please.
11.
On the back of the timeout, too, a quick one
Stop
into the
jumping
C
into
site
the smoke
where
and spam
Hyunmin
him.
doesn't get a chance to even fight because he's just sprayed through the smoke by Famous, who once
Okay, they got an
again
eco, they got Jet
is
Knives.
having a great performance. It's NC Slasher up there with them as well. It's not always, you know, individuals, but with Boom, it feels like at moments it's Famous.
At moments, it's NC Slasher. This moment, it was Shiro.
Yeah.
That's not a thing,
Everybody getting a piece of
guys.
the pie, but
That's
it's a full
not
house
a
between the
thing.
two. That's on the back of a timeout, by the way, and you're starting to really feel for
Okay.
DRX now. Unless the buy,
We got
they don't convert this
plan
one.
to
It's 12
punish
for
the
Boom.
orb
It's 4 map
over
points.
towards C with the Jet
Come in with
Knives.
the blades.
Problem is, they're up against the Outlaw.
What are you looking for?
Oh, info.
Outlaw found, but you've got to find your
Oh
targets.
my
and
goodness.
Despite being fully blinded, he actually
Pretty
takes
much
Famous
fully
down.
blind for
Gets
that.
the refresh.
Paranoia sent out as well.
Do they
Will
expect
they
Marco behind
force?
this double
They
stack?
force
Straight
onto
in
the site?
behind.
I'm not sure
Maybe
about this
quite
call.
just yet, but still the damage will be
Yeah, I'm
done.
not sure about
Hyunmin
this
going
call.
big with the blades. A triple found in the round, and the spike scattered to the wind.
As I said, didn't get a
It
chance
like
in
wasn't
the
it wasn't
last
too bad
round to
in the
have a fight.
4v5 losing
This
the
time,
one.
when he's
The
given
force
one,
over there
and
with
has
no
vision
pressure
on the opponent.
around the map when you jumped
Able
across
to
and saw like
destroy.
3-4,
Even without vision,
that's a really bad round.
Famous. Yeah, ridiculous. Now just Berserks with 50 seconds to go.
And spotted.
Gauge is up.
Especially as like the DRX can't default too much over towards A as well.
For the save. You try.
Your money as a team is okay.
Consider a Tekiachi with the tier 1. Appreciate that.
So,
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
not
Thank you
quite.
for the tier
Thrifty.
1.
So DRX, hold on. It's 2 rounds the difference as well. You know, these are the sort of situations where
Right.
if you're not balancing your
So
economy,
they decide to time out.
as well.
Yeah, dude, he literally saw
Great
3.
little ducking and
and they
diving
decided
around the
to
side
force.
from Marco from Hyunmin to get all the shots. Just put yourself in a situation where your Boom can't
Consider
really
it
shoot at you.
Chiaki. Yeah, that makes way
You
more
do
sense.
hold on. So
Thank
the
you
4
so
in a
much
row that Boom
with
found
the
to put
tier
them in
1.
a situation where they were looking pretty good to close
Okay,
this
cage
one.
lineup, and
Will
again,
they hold
the A control is weak just because they can't do too much.
Pivot for a lot of information on this
Let's start
A side
talking
if
about
they wanna
money a
use
little
it
bit.
early.
'Cause they did
DRX trying to play
damage,
round to
not
round
saying it
as
was
well,
enough, but they did
recognizing.
damage
So
onto
with
this
the current
round.
player's position now
So-
freeing.
Yeah, this is cheeky.
We
but
got a lot
spotted.
of people with
Brings the
low money at the moment. So
Drone
this
out
round
from
is
B.
really
I
it.
wonder, Quack, do they expect Famous to already have
Where's
gone
the
up through
where's the
long when
ult?
you
They
hear
got a
a drone
Yoru
going
ult to
through
make it
garage?
easy.
I'd imagine, at the very least with the players there, maybe looking to put a roadblock, barring Famous.
Drone
might
goes in,
be
and he
able to
spotted
slip
the camera.
past.
Oh, there's still the camera. Oh, bit of a difference
Oh
though.
boy,
Traces
Vandal.
through the wall. Not gonna do
Vandal
too
against the Phantom.
much at that point in time.
Okay, instant reclear with the question mark though. This is very nice.
This is where you would expect Famous to dimensional drift into the A site and start to get
Does
all the
Estrella
information for the team to go
overstep,
together.
or does
Berserk,
he
remember,
just take
happy
the
to play
info?
lurk in this sort of scenario.
1-2 on site. Omen flash is good. It didn't hit the jet though.
Kind of sends it through, and will find and collect on towards Famous.
Well,
Hyunmin and Estrella all arriving at the right time, right
Estrella
place.
managed to get the
quite
kill over towards
unfortunate.
garage as well.
The flank from Estrella up close and personal to Shiro.
Oops.
Okay, slightly.
I mean, we've seen some mad
by.
stuff, but this
Yep,
really
but I don't know
would
of the universe that we live in where
be the
Shiro
top
found
number
a
1 if we
versus
did
5.
it.
So
Not the most likely, but if he does find 1 kill, that's going to be Hunter's Fury. Well, it still is a 1vx. At least begins with a shock dart and tries to position himself for more opportunities. Holds the angle, does find the first, backs off into the next, and it came close.
if he found freeing there somehow and had a 1 versus 1 against Marco,
Started believing real
and
fast.
the Hunter's Fury is there, Marco would have had to come out with the big clutch, and that would have been
Okay,
his
give him a little timeout. They
why
need a
does
little bit
it
of help.
sometimes
These
make it
the
workable?
XX are
Famous,
pretty
though,
rough.
Unfortunately, not able to get that opener, and the rest of the team falling like flies, red and quickly rotated by DRX.
No, Big Time did say that
I think a
this
timeout
might
could
be
work
the
well
game
as well,
of the
because they kind of
season,
strolled
or
into
well,
garage, which
group
probably means
stage,
they
but
want to
big goal
punish
looks
garage,
like it is
which means they can
absolutely delivering
probably just
currently.
like fight
Timeouts
heavy
being forced
garage
out from
insta
both
pop of the
sides, but
shield.
This is just the first one being called out
Recon
from
lands at
Boom.
the same time you swing, go for a C
Yeah,
split.
11 to 10. deep in the map where
we'll see what
a
they want to
decisive
do.
blow
They
can kind of end
they're still
it,
pretty
right?
far
If
away
Boom are
from the
able to at
Euro.
least get 12, they give themselves a breath to have the overtime as a saving grace if it's
damage
needed.
in that
The
round?
DRX
No, yeah,
come
the
back
damage in that
because
round
they're
was
starting
pretty
to
big.
also figure out a rhythm on their own, right?
Boom,
These rotations
Boom
on
now,
this
if they can
defensive
get this,
side,
can
the crossfires that they're able
pretty
to
much
get.
just take it over the
When
line.
Boom are kind of red, when DRX know where it's ending, they've had a little bit more success, of course.
Okay, so I think DRX are going to go for some kind of Punisher garage.
A good contest and more.
But honestly, against an eco, I don't think they should be doing it. But
if it's the early explosions from Boom that are a little bit more unexpected,
definitely be up for a C
DRX
split here.
really
But they also
been able to
haven't
weather
really pressured
So
B
this is
or
a sort of
A that
situation where we have
much,
seen on the back of timeouts
other
for
than
Boom a
like
lot that they
directly
do
A
just
hitting once they
kinda
take A control.
have a discussion.
Okay,
have
no,
a
I think they go for the
decision
right
and
call though. This is
really
something what I would
explode
want to do.
quickly. The weaponry though doesn't really permit for that,
3
does
away.
it? So might actually look to be a little bit quieter. Where
then
if
you're
you're
gonna-
quietly going into an
you're
angle,
gonna force
and it's gonna be the
garage.
C-side, judging by the positions of Boom, you're
You're
gonna hear
on.
that Dragon roar.
Or the Wolf. But still,
Could work really well.
got some ultimates, and they could do.
They find out that the op's here,
Possibly
so you know that this shield's big.
It roared.
Oh,
Now they know Hunman's got the operator over at C, and they're trying
Oh,
to
they
punish
pop an
him
ult
out,
into
and
it.
It's a jet player.
So not quite able to find him in just yet, but still deploying it nonetheless. Armageddon being baited out by DRX as well, so that could aid Boom in some of the future rounds, but at least for now, DRX
very
having to
nice from
slay
Estrada
all of them
though
in
on that.
full until
Whoa,
Dutch
whoa,
Race
whoa,
wins
whoa.
for themselves.
How did he get
Shiro
3?
for the triple.
How's he
Mako
got
left
3?
all of a sudden with a switch.
What?
Mako.
My goodness, 70
eliminates Shiro
HP,
for
the
now,
damage as well.
and
You
still
just saw him, your
Dust
teammates
9
should tell
has
you.
to come up huge. 1v1. He swings
No
out,
way he
finds the
wins
first.
that as well.
Thrifty
Oh
picked
my
up by
goodness.
Boom
Dude,
to
Shiro,
reach
bro.
map and
How's he
series
doing this?
points.
What did I say? When they turn it up a little bit, they somehow make it work, but not
21.
like that, man. Not like that. That's
Dude, DOS 9
ridiculous.
having a
They're
rough
even able to
game,
get
but
into the
that
side. I mean,
1v1
you've got the
is
rotations here,
insane
you've got
impact.
finding stuff, you've got freeing finding stuff. It's a 3
Shot for the
versus 5
trade.
again.
Oh, it's a
that
great
goes
shot, man.
the way of Boom. And DOS 9, a player who has really not been here in this map to close that 1v1 clutch.
2 chances to 2-0 him.
One of our leaders in Pacific
And
on
secure
the clutches.
first seed,
What's going on?
It's now
which
series
would mean
point
they're
for Boom.
one game,
It's
one win
20-25,
away
that's what it
from
is.
Bronzo Masters,
Boom.
which is crazy.
Kicking things
This
off
is
with a lot of
absolutely crazy, but they look
Yeah,
so good.
rotations.
Altorp's picked up, then that's DOS 9 with kill contract.
Dude, they're just going to overwhelm the site with
You
all.
are of that one though,
Fair
Quack,
enough,
but
but
they're
it
going
does
in.
remove a player away.
No, you
so kill
were there.
contract pushed through, and it does capture on towards Estrella. Paranoia sent out as well, which buys a little bit of time.
no.
DOS 9 will crack and fall. A little bit of a stumble, and that could be a chance for DRX to climb back.
Freeing for some information, down on low HP right now. Scatter to the wind is NC Slasher.
Really low, but it's Spain. He hops on over, swaps
Spain,
with
you
a
have a
shorty.
Bucky, mate.
Bucky in hand, tries to strut and step away.
Show me some
Salvo
confidence.
is even thought about.
Oh, what is happening? NC Slasher's still here. Bane.
Holding the off ankle, and he will slay him down. Hopping midair, and with this position found, that could very well be Spike, but the rest of DRX look to prevent it from
bullets, big
happening
flash.
up towards A.
Oh my
Lane
God,
left,
what a
flash comes
flash.
out. Famous, what are you? This flames up in lights, and it's just down Estrella alongside Mako, who comes in from the back.
Yeah, the dark cover. He's got one available to try and assist, to try
The-
and help Australia.
Taking him down, 2-on-1 now. NC Slasher, he's done so much before. Can he do it again at half HP?
Spotted.
Spotted up towards the top, but still working around the edge of this smoke.
It'll fade soon.
It's Mako they need to look out for. The wallbang punches through!
Oh,
God, it was
man,
close.
oh man, those trades that come on through.
What's
I
their
mean,
money
the duel
like?
in heaven felt
Oh,
like
their
it
money's
lasted
actually in the
centuries,
bin.
I almost feel like, but
Really
the
in the
fact
bin.
that the gate crash out from Famous is just not expecting Mako to be that quick
We got
on the
3
flank.
3Ks,
That one
we got
looks a
2
little bit
2Ks, and
rough
we got
there,
1
not gonna
4-4.
lie, and DOS 9 in the kill contract's not really working. Maybe needs to pull a page out of Meteor's book and shift to the right side instead of the left side that he's been favoring. So we go the distance here on map number 2 of Haven in this series. 12-11 and still in favor of Boom, but DRX are knocking hard on that door.
Okay, and everyone's going to be talking about
Pushes into
this.
overtime.
So they could use the pressure of the
Final
orb
round, though, where
to just walk somewhere.
Arsenal not quite
And
there.
it looks like they might. Pressure over towards
stack
A
three
with the cage to block
towards the
vision, and
C
it's going to
side,
walk
trips
over
in
towards
the
B,
front of B that
as
you
they
can
know
hope
they're
to
probably
spam
going to be
through
trying to
if
stop with a
Boom
punish
go
over
there.
towards A. Sorry, C orb.
Some information to be accumulated that Long is currently free of Boom presence.
Oh boy.
Spans through.
Well, there goes your plan. Backup plan is to go over towards garage where there's a 2-person hold.
When you've cleared every other angle.
Oh, this is overtime.
Where you expect Boom to be.
This is overtime for sure.
Fully flashed,
unless they hit some mad shots like that.
Will find the trade. Hyunmin now up top though. And in with a Neuro Threat, which does reveal his position, but he has the tailwind ready. DOS9 now coming up online. Does find the first. And looks for the next. He gets it. 2 on 2.
Again, another 2 versus 2 situation. DOS9 still has a contingency wall.
And the double tap online.
They're going to play together.
Retake for DRX. Salvos and flashes ready.
There goes contingency. Aggression.
And more space. DOS9 looks to get sneaky. Looks for the flicks, but not
okay,
quite
nice
there.
shots from Freeing.
Pushes into overtime, and the Korean crowd erupts.
He went for a really bold one.
Oh boy, that one was cheeky. Freeing's able to get the 2 down there. You'd expect a quick shots out from the outlaw, because DOS9, he wanted to get close with that one on the back of the contingency. Would it have been better for them to play a little bit more passive?
Switching sides.
I mean, we'll never know.
Maybe.
Would have been.
The crowd's going so crazy.
Hungry for a lot more, though.
Yeah, he was
not satisfied with his performance.
He was getting the shots in that round, just, you know, not able to find that last one at the end there. A bit too aggressive. And we go into overtime.
It's one of these scenarios where
back timeout, technical timeout.
As a player,
we
you
cool?
want to do so much more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, looks like we're
work
cool.
With the team, so we will kick things off with the first OT.
You'd feel like as well for Boom how they've
nothing crazy
really
with the bite.
This last half look. Now that it's gone in towards overtime,
it is a situation that
but maybe a bit of a crazy strat. The aggro mid,
where they did win out as well.
Recon over towards A, spots the Euro that sends it. But we got to push over towards middle, and he's tucked here real early, and they just cleared it. Oh god.
Oh, with the
greedy
undercut as well. It's going to do a little bit of assistance.
Oh boy, that fell apart real fast.
DOS9 not able to stand tall. Full support from the crowd here at Coex Stadium.
Oh wait.
I mean, it's S-Flex, but still.
Oh, I was gonna say he might be able to see the. The crowd's going crazy. I got to see the spike from there, but dude, the actual setup was pretty nice.
And you get into the third.
Everyone's really.
These shots to come on out.
I mean, Hyunmin, that shot is
not really tradable properly for the Boom guys. DRX really quick with it. Oh, and DOS9 caught out on the ISO, you know, pulling out util.
I'm absolutely losing my mind as well, thinking about DRX. Yes, we are here in S-Plex, and DRX definitely looking to push us into a third map.
Can Boom answer back, though, on this attacking side? Bit of long aggression. Oh, an awkward spray, but Freeing is still able to escape. Look at the cavalry,
though. To get out of
DRX
here.
are already marching back towards the A site.
Gatecrash contended with as well.
Oh, dude, every time they force over towards A, it's been looking really rough.
Full force is going through past the smokes, in with the stun and the flash out from Boom. A lot of exchange and utility, but Boom, undeterred, continues to push forward. DOS9 taken down. Bit of a trade coming out from Mako, and he continues to hold the off angle. Double found Hyunmin.
Dude, crazy map though. This was a crazy map. It was so sick.
Yeah,
one of the better Havens we've seen for a while. It was awesome.
It just feels like these multi-frags upon multi-frags are really
okay, well, we're getting the sent.
the goods for DRX time and time again.